Good morning, welcome to your Fiscal Court. It's Tuesday, August the 19th at 9:30 in the morning. Brother Rodney could not be here today, but we have Sister Carol Weiger. Carol Weiger. I always do that name a long time. Carol Weiger is with the Shepherdsville Christian Church. She's going to lead us in the prayer and the pledge. Let's stand. Welcome, Carol.
Please pray with me. Gracious and loving God, as we gather this morning in the spirit of community, fill our hearts with compassion and understanding for the rights and privileges of others. Open our minds with discernment for the business at hand. Be with all the community officials as they lead this meeting, and be with the residents of our county as decisions are made that affect their lives. Lord, we also ask that you be with the men and women who tirelessly serve this country, the people continually ensuing our freedom, who enable us to join together in meetings like this one today. All these things we ask in Jesus' most blessed name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you again, Carol. We appreciate it. Managers, next on our agenda is the presentation and approval of bills. Action is requested.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on paying the bills? Ms. Brandon, may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcroft? Yes. Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes. And now we have Treasurer Sharp to present the bills and the treasury report.
Thank you, Judge. The bills that I sent to you in your packets were dated for August the 7th, August 14th, and then August the 21st for the approval.
I make a motion that we pay the bills as stated.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Ms. Brandon, may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcroft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
And also presented to you in your packet was a final receipt report, a warrant distribution, a monthly revenue report, an appropriation condition report, an expenditure transfer report, and a financial statement from July 31st of 2014.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion concerning the motion? And Ms. Brandon, you will call the roll.
Ms. Ashcroft? Yes. Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Sharp. Next, we have approval of the minutes from the August 5th fiscal court meeting. Action is requested.
You didn't see the minutes yesterday, but I have a copy of the resolution for as we signed by the Sanitation District. Just to make it all, what that was good enough for you.
Thank you. Next, we have presentations with Joe Schweiss. That's a long eye. Carol has a short meeting. Joe is the executive director of our public library system, and he has a presentation. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning. I appreciate your folks' time today. In fulfilling the requirements of ARS 65A 100, local And 2.12 cents of what is allowed in watercraft and aircraft. We feel that this rate will meet the needs of our budget for this next year. Questions?
And no action is requested, Joel just has to make the presentation. That's it, isn't it? Thank you, Joel, that was quick.
We were fast.
Yes, that's the time will stay the same. Thank you so much, Joel.
Appreciate it. Take care.
Next, we have departmental reports. Director of the Rowan Hammond is here to talk about 2 second readings. Good morning. Good morning.
We do have 2 readings today. The first one is document number 2014Z. The applicant is Charles Mann, asking to rezone from agricultural to R4 residential. The planning commission did hear this case on July 10th, 2014. They recommended a favorable recommendation to this report. The surrounding properties that are going to use more residential than agricultural or conservation. Rezoning the property will bring you to comply with zoning regulations and allow the applicant to divide into smaller tracts to give to his family members.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, Bullitt County, ordinance number 14-15. An ordinance changing the zone from agricultural to R4 residential. The property in question is 8.0 acres, more or less, located at 1064 West Airport Road in an unincorporated area of the county. Be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, in summary, sets forth that the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, and more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission in docket number 2014Z-14, is hereby changed from agricultural to R4 residential. Given first reading at a regular meeting of the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, Kentucky on the 5th day of August 2014, to be given second reading at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 19th day of August 2014.
Thank you, Ms. Baker, and action is now requested.
Make a motion that we approve the zoning change recommended by the planning board. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Ms. Brandon, you will call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Blackwell?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
And Director
Okay,
Hammond.
our next one is document number 2014Z-15. Applicants Douglas Alcorn and Melissa Alcorn asking to rezone from agricultural to R1 residential. The planning commission also heard this case on July 10th, 2014, and they recommended to send a favorable recommendation to fiscal court because this does meet the comprehensive plan waiver.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, Bullitt County, ordinance number 14-16. An ordinance changing the zone from agricultural to R1 residential. The property in question is 9.932 acres, more or less, located at 1334 and 1346 Fisher Lane in an unincorporated area of the county. Be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of the County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, summary, sets forth that the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, and more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission in docket number 2014Z-15, is hereby changed from agricultural to R1 residential. Given first reading at a regular meeting of the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, Kentucky on the 5th day of August 2014, to be given second reading at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 19th day of August 2014.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Action is requested.
I make a motion that we accept this as Rowan presented.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? And Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Blackwell?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
And I do have one more thing. It's last week I went to training for the floodplain management. And on September the 8th, they're giving the certified floodplain management testing to become a certified floodplain manager. And if I go to this, they take this test class, this can also help with our community rating system. And the community rating system, there are several things that you can do, and if we participate in this, we can get reduced costs for our citizens that are living in floodplain and have to pay flood insurance. And you get different points for different things that you do to participate. And so this would be one of them, and I believe they said we would get 5 points for this, become a member of this. And this is given by the Association for State Floodplain Managers. The cost to join the Association for Floodplain Managers is $120, and the test, if I joined it, then the test will only cost $100. We've also, for the community rating system, Rudy and I have been working with QK4, and they printed out some pamphlets. We had a meeting a week or so ago and went over the pamphlets with them, made a few changes. But that will also, by having those pamphlets and mailing them out to the people who are in the floodplain, will also go towards our community rating system. And just being, because this says floodplain, this isn't just for flood, it's for this insurance. It's like if someone was destroyed by a tornado or something like that, you know, anything that, any type of devastation that the county might, receive. If we're members of all of this, then we can get federal funding, federally backed loans. People can get federally backed homes. If we're not a member of the NIMP, then, we're not eligible for all that. So the more that we can do to educate ourselves and help out the community, I think the better off we'll be.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. I'm going to have this Grant read the motion, and then I'll ask for questions or discussion.
I have the motion is to authorize the representatives to sign the county as a member of the NFIP program at a cost of $120, and is authorized to complete the testing requirements for the floodplain manager at a cost of
Actually, it would be the Association for State Floodplain Managers. That's what we would be joining.
$100.
And the other part about this is I have to go back down to like Barbara to take this test because they're not giving it anywhere else in the state. It says that we can do this by PO.
Okay, so we read the motion. Are there any questions or discussion on the motion? And I want to say Joanne for giving, for bringing us this to our attention. I think it was good thing to join so that we have more information on this whole, what happened.
Right, because with our new fund that's coming out, there's going to be a lot of changes for a lot of people. And so the more information we can get out to them before the fund that's go into effect, the better off they'll be because they can get, at this point, if they're in the flood zone, their insurance rates can stay the same for, I think it's over a 5-year period. The rates will increase gradually. If they're aren't in the floodplain now and on the new maps they will be, they can get if they get their insurance before the maps, at least 30 days before the maps go into effect, then they can get it at the grandfather rate.
Okay, so we have the motion on the floor, and there are no questions or discussion any further. So, Ms. Brandon, will you call the roll?
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Westbrook?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Director Hamlin. I see that Jayla Knox has come in, so Jayla Knox, do you want to let the court know anything?
I don't have anything for today.
You don't have anything for the court? Okay. Thank you very much. All right, let's move on to our departmental reports, which the next one listed is Director Jimmy Stivers, who is going to talk about the sheriff's request for a gun range. And whatever else it is. Good morning, Director.
Sheriff's Department come to me and asked me to find a location for their gun range, the current gun range they use, it's actually property, it's on the Fort Knox. It's really, we can't secure it, keep it, stuff there that they need to do their training with. So I found a place that's out of the way, it's going to be bothering anybody, it's going to be safe for the community, for them too. We built the one that they currently using now. I can build this one, the only cost would be to the county and be the fuel, or so we just be dirt, move around, stuff like that. They'll take care of getting the rock and everything for it. And the location will be at the 245 property on next to 65. And so I'm asking your permission to go ahead and build this form, time to do it. Yeah, I gotta move the trees and build barriers. That's all, that's just gonna take some big skill, and when I get a chance to do it, I think we do it for me,
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Ms. Brandon, will you read the motion?
Authorizing construction of a gun range for the sheriff's department on County Parkway located on Highway 225 next to
Any questions or discussion on the motion? Yes. And Ms. Francie, will call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft? Yes. Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Westbrook?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Director Stivers. And Director Phillips. Director Hatfield. Good morning, Director Hatfield. 2015 Litter Abatement Plan funding.
Yeah.
We also mention our hazardous, our household hazardous.
Yeah, household hazardous waste is October 4th, 8 to 12, and the tire event, 9th, 10th, and 11th of October. Hazardous waste will be at Fuller County Fairgrounds, and the tire event will be on Buffalo Run. This is our annual litter abatement funding. We generally will receive roughly $72,000. And good morning. Everybody got coffee, but they're good. Not bad for Monday. Well, I make a big buck, huh? Again, this is all, you all done with me. This right here, but, all I need is a motion, have the judge sign it, and I'll get it in, and we'll be on our way.
We have a motion and a second. And Ms. Brandon, will you read the motion?
The motion is to approve and authorize the judge to sign and enter into the 2015 Litter Abatement Plan.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion on the motion? And Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Matt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And I have a computer that's scrapped. I need a motion to surplus that. Okay. Then I have a computer that's scrapped. And I would like to get a motion just to surplus it. I have a new one, and this one's been sitting there for 6-8 months. I don't even really know if it's the county, because it's been there for so long, but I figured we better.
Your serial number, you can get them at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just recycle it.
I make a motion for Mr. Hatfield
To recycle the computer and get sure.
computer that is no longer able to run.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second to surplus a computer. To surplus a computer from Director Hatfield's department. And any questions or discussion on the motion? Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Matt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts? Motion carries.
And we're moving equipment in, hopefully this week, getting trying to close that out.
When was the tire in this?
Tire, we don't call it tire ambulance no more, it's called waste tire event. It's October the 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Okay, thank you.
And the household hazardous waste is October 4th.
Right, got that.
Okay. Any questions? Well, I'm out of here. Thank you all.
Thank you, Director Hatfield. Next on our agenda, Director Hawkins of Code Enforcement. Thank you. Director Miller. Assistant Director Director Barton. Director Knapp. And Secretary. All right, under new business, action is requested to hire Keith Rigby as finance officer with an annual salary of $65,000. And I want to make a motion to do this. Do I hear a second?
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Ms. Graham, will you read the motion?
The motion is to hire Mr. Keith Murphy as the board of finance officer with an annual salary of $65,000.
And And Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll. Did I call for questions and discussion? Okay, Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Ms. Brandon. Mr. Griffey is in the audience today, and Mr. Griffey, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, I really appreciate this. It's an honor to be considered for this. This phase of my life, I just want to do stuff for the county, quite honestly. And I think I'm no different than everybody in this room. When we come at it different ways, that might be true. But everybody, if you're in this room, you just want to see this county move forward, and that's all I'm concerned about. I look forward to working with everybody here, out here. I just really appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Griffey. Number 2, under new business, I wish to appoint Kenny Gattoff to the Bullitt County Sanitation District Board, and I'll make a motion to that effect. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it. Is
No.
I'm promised.
Thank you.
Judge, he is of a different party affiliation than the others, setting them together.
Yes, he is. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? And Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes. Thank you. And number 3, I will make a motion to reappoint Delbert Warren to the Nichols Fire Protection Board.
I'll second.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion?
This term ended in July this year. Was it a 2-year term? I think it was.
Any questions or discussion on that motion? Hearing none, Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes. Thank you, Richard. Under new business, number 5, action is requested on a FEMA lease, and
This lease may be entered into the 15th day of August 2014, signed between Bullitt Fiscal Court, parties of the first part of Bullitt County Fiscal Court, lessors and W. Seymour lessee, party of the second part, of 249 Shoes Lake, Sheriff County, 4165. Witness that for and in consideration of the amounts to be paid is hereinafter set out, and subject to the provisions herein contained. Resource due hereby lease to Lee Seymour. The property located at 250 Solomon Road, Sheriff County, 4165, consisting of lots 28 to 29, to have possession of the above stated premises for a term of 1 year. This lease shall commence on the 19th day of August 2014 and to terminate at midnight on the 19th day of August 2015. The leasee agrees to pay to the resource as consideration for the leasing of this private premises the sum of $1 per lot per year, provided this lease is made accepted with the following terms and conditions of which the parties covenant and he
do we hear a second to that motion? We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the FEMA lease? Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Registers, I do not have any other business. We have,
That's something that I would, maybe it's not a, it's maybe not appreciated for a moment, but for some reason I do know that right now, I'm assuming it's Hudson County to, and, they're asking that there's a website that you can go on to and sign a letter that you would like to keep Fort Knox, the people. Options for reducing the Army workforce include cutting an additional 4,100 soldiers and civilian personnel at Fort Knox. This is in addition to the 3,500 soldiers of the 3-1 day combat team, which already has been enacted. It's just, to me, and I'd like to say, I know there's some people that doesn't agree, and that's fine, it's your choice. But I just think that there is a lot of private, public people that work at Fort Knox now, and I think there's been several that has worked there, but they have gotten rid of or closed off their section that they worked in. So I think it might be good for us to be able to go in and maybe the ones that are for Fort Knox would go into this website, www.oneknox.com, and sign the letter and then send it as it says, and it will be done. I think E County's already done a lot, and the surrounding areas that back up to Fort Knox, all of them have done this. So we don't want to be left out and say, well, we don't appreciate them or anything. So let's see if we can get quite a few letters in and signed and help the people that are out in the public that's working here as well as the soldiers. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruthie. Anything else from the court? We did have one person who signed up on the speaker sheet. And Mr. Gary Ford, come on up. Welcome, Mr. Ford.
Good morning. I was watching, possibly a lot of you all did last night, an article Wave 3 put out about the mishandling of the 911 call by EMS. And heard the article that was, and then my wife pulled up an email that the mishandling 911 calls. And it seemed that there's going to be additional training for new hires with dispatch. And I was wondering if anybody knows how long that's going to take, or they had already said that there be and 3 other cases where dispatchers all wrong departments to respond to emergencies. And another thing I noticed in here, it said Dalton, when they originally dispatched Dalton doesn't respond to this type of calls according to the article. And Dalton Fire Captain called back. Did that take several minutes, several seconds, and before anything was done, do we not have anybody else trained to handle these other than EMTs and police, or the sheriff or the local police, trained in CPR, other than saying all they can do is go out and give the person comfort? I'm concerned.
I was under the impression that most all of our fire departments has got oxygen and those little kind of things that they put down in most of the places. You know anything about that? I know I have a police scanner, and I know a lot of times when they call for the fire department, it's for them to get oxygen or to work on a person in their full rest.
And I want to make sure Gary has his time to speak, so. Okay.
That's mainly, I just want some response of, how this happened, I guess, in the first place. Why we had dispatchers up there not putting on who they're supposed to call.
Was this due to work in their address?
Well, it just says here, in the 3 cases, dispatchers incorrectly asked firefighters to respond along with EMS when long-standing policies don't allow them. If these policies are long-standing, then how do we have dispatchers in there that don't know the policies before they're allowed to dispatch?
So do you know how long it took someone to get to the residence?
Well, it said that Hillview Police did finally, dispatcher called Hillview Police
Okay, but now, go ahead and, Ruth, are you finished with,
I'm just concerned with how long it took.
Gary will have 1 minute
to
rebuttal.
respond, and you're not sure about that.
And then I'm gonna give Gary a 1 minute rebuttal.
It did say it, the person had, muscular dystrophy and developed suffered blood clotting, possibly wouldn't have been able to be resuscitated or anything, but that's after the fact. You know, I guess not all, and not everybody would be in the same position. How do we correct this? How long will we have to correct it? I was hoping this was helpful.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you didn't want, probably would have wanted to.
Hopefully somebody will follow up.
I just want to give Gary his time, but go ahead, Debbie, Dre.
I spoke with Mr. Phillips, without going into a lot of detail. The main, we were out of ambulances. I mean, this problem has happened before. We were out of ambulances at the time. As far as the dispatcher sending zone, it was a new dispatcher. We've had this issue before too, with rotating employees. So that, it had nothing to do with the time, we were out of, it's like they had called out no ambulance or something like that, so we were out of ambulances.
Mr. Moore,
Yes,
would you
ma'am.
like, since Mr. Phillips is not here, Mr. Phillips is not here, my office is more than happy to arrange a meeting with you and he. Is that suit you?
Either that or bring it up in the next fiscal court meeting. Next year, or whatever you want. But I'd like to know what's going to happen, or to address this problem.
For me, I prefer you not have to wait another 2 weeks. I prefer you to get an answer since you are, understand what the law is. Yeah, what's the meeting, you would just go stand, the register, and then if need be, no information can be brought to this report. You're welcome. Yes, Ms. Higgins, come on up. We gotta do our process. Oh, yeah, 3 minutes. Ms. Higgins, as you know, you'll have 3 minutes to speak without interruption. And then the court will have time for you or interview, and you'll have a 1 minute rebuttal. So you can speak for 3 minutes without interruption.
Okay. Well, I was going to address what you already said, and we had an EMS committee, and that we could have discussed this, but I'm not sure, because I asked Mr. Gold about that meeting, and I don't know what happened to it, so. Do you know what?
Yes, I do. I just want to make sure I do the proper process. I want to make sure you have the 3 minutes to speak. All right, ready?
You know, I would just want to know, what happened to the committee if it is disbanded? And then, should we get back together so that we can discuss that? That's a very serious problem. And bring it back, you know, with my thoughts. That's
Yeah, we need an answer. Deputy Judge, would you go ahead and let Ms. Higgins know that you contacted the committee?
Well, yes, she's on the committee, so, yeah, since we've been on every meeting, the last several meetings have been canceled. I think our next one is scheduled for December, November, something like that. Okay. I know they're bi-monthly, so we have them every other month, and we decided not to have them until this fall. But as far as I know, the committee is not going to be canceled.
Thank you, Ms. Higgins. Would anyone else in the audience like to question? Come on, Mr. Wheeler. And like I have, do I need to take the rules?
I'm good.
Okay, you understand what the process is?
I have a hard time keeping it under 3 minutes, but I'm good.
You'll have a hard time keeping it at all.
No.
We'll cut you off.
Actually, It's a different topic. As a member of Mount Washington City Council, and just seeing that you're going to use some county property for a gun range, I'd like to see if we could maybe have some discussion between Sheriff's Department and Fiscal Court. At the moment, I know Mount Washington, we actually purchased membership for our officers at Jefferson Sportsman's Club because they don't have a good facility to train and shoot their weapons. So maybe it's something we could look at between the departments and maybe some other departments in the county. They may have the same issue because it is hard to find a good place for them to do what they need to do. As far as the Mount Washington, I know we have access to an indoor range for the pistols and they can shoot shotguns, but we're there at there's not the ability to use a high-powered rifle. So maybe we can have some discussion.
Would you like to, is that it? Are you finished?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, well, it's my process, Chief of Department.
I think the rest of it, all the things that we do, like shutting down my house to give me, Roy's very good up there, he's always sitting there for free. The range that we're having to use right now is located at East Grove Road. And it's actually on my 4 miles, it's leased to school, and over the years, it's become more and more difficult for us to secure that range. They will not let us put any type of building out there to store things that we need to keep at range. Therefore, we have to load things up in the trailer and go back and forth. We can't even leave stuff there when we need to go out. We have to carry everything we have to take with us and take it back. I'm familiar with what y'all, what Mount Washington does for the range. I've been a fire instructor for almost 20 years. And I don't like using legal arms.
Limit your space.
What limits your space, unless you're using special lead-free ammo, it becomes very dangerous for your firearm instructors. Your lead count is something that goes up and does not come down. Most firearms instructors, if they work in legal ways, they have to actually they're required to have a blood test every 2 years. That's why I like using the range. I know for other purposes, a lot of people like it, but not for Oscar, that is, I don't get to choose where this range, if I get my own part, so I don't care if I've got my guys out in the truck. So, with those security companies, we have access to it all the time. The ground is going to be donated by Fort Keystone. The record side is going to be able to build us a burn that's 10 feet tall. Run the perimeter board will be shooting, which more than puts us in compliance with federal guidelines for gun range. But yes, it will be open to, as always, to shut the door and not host to you. We never hate to go out that far.
And Mr. Ridley, you can have 1 minute,
That's all I was curious, and I figured that would be the answer. I just thought it was a good opportunity to maybe it may be something where we still use the facility we use in Mount Washington, but give them the option, and or it may be something as a council we look at saving a few dollars on having to buy a membership to a club if they can use the
I
council.
think Magistrate Ashwell has a question.
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
officers ever went to Fort Robinson, that city area where they got a speedway there one time?
I don't know.
It is I think every police officer should go there.
We actually use it.
I know.
Our SWAT team uses it. Fort Knox has been very generous for us about letting us use any range to put it back. But we do have to schedule. And as a matter of fact, we go up there, we can use, we carry a different caliber handgun than we used to do as far as rifle, city mission rounds, paintball. When we go up there, we don't have to take it. And they're big. They've got some pretty high-tech lasers. ordinance or she's talking about called Nancy and go through this pretty much. You just have to have, what they call a wage measure qualified person. Actually, six of them, so you always got somebody ready to do it. But again, you have to meet up there, get on post. The only drawback to it is it takes us about an hour and a half to leave here and actually get out to the week.
The judge and I went out here and fought some bad guys with Lincolns.
Okay,
Thank you all for your time.
thank you very much. Anyone else in the audience want to ask questions or make a statement? Okay, I do want to welcome Congressman Brett Guthrie, still representative, Steve Miller. He is here today. Steve, would you like, if you want to say anything, please speak.
I don't need that, they can hear me. On September the 3rd, we're gonna have a town hall meeting, to be held at Shepherdsville City Hall. This is open to the public, and it will begin at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We welcome you. Thank you.
Dear Lord, thank you, Steve. Did you all get that? You want him to repeat that? Okay. Steve, will you repeat that, please?
September the 3rd, gonna be held at the Shepherdsville City Hall, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is open to the public.
And this is, and who, tell who it is again. Who's going to be there?
Congressman Brett Guthrie, your congressman.
Thank you, Steve, very much. I make a motion to adjourn. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Brown, may call.
Yes.